Hello, hello, welcome to the Video Game Valley. It's a beautiful day today, a perfect 72 degrees out. We're doing more of the games from the Sega Saturn Homebrew competition, celebrating the 29th anniversary of the Sega Saturn. This competition is being held by Emerald Nova. Thank you, Emerald Nova, for holding this competition again. All of the games, all of the hacks, patches, and translations that we're playing today, you can grab on the Sega Extreme Forum. Play them yourself. Very excited for this. I'm a judge this year again. Gonna be judging these. Gonna be given a ranking to the hacks, the patches, and wouldn't you know it, the translations. Excited to show them off today. Hope you're all doing okay. Hope things are going well for you. Mason, thank you for the $10. I watched the sequel to The Heroic Trio. Wasn't as good as the first. So many people explode, and it's a post-apocalypse. Trigger warning for suicide early on. No baby deaths. 6 out of 10. Can't stay for the stream. Have fun. Thank you, Mason, for the update on the movie. Yeah, I'll probably skip the second one. Probably skip that one, but got a bunch of movies on my list. Been just going through Criterion Channel movies left and right. I mean, I guess most of what I watch these days is old movies rather than new ones, but been on a real noir kick this past couple weeks, outside of that one Hong Kong film. Watching some noirs. Actually, what did I watch last night? Last night I watched it wasn't a noir. It was a cat movie. What the heck was this called? One second, I'm looking it up. Shadow of the Cat. The Shadow of the Cat. The Shadow of the Cat, a 1961 movie. Shadow of the Cat. Highly recommend The Shadow of the Cat. It's a black and white suspense horror film from 1961. Here's the plot of The Shadow of the Cat. There's an old woman. She has this beautiful cat, and there's a conspiracy in her house to kill her. She gets murdered at the very opening of the movie. She gets killed by a conspiracy by all the other members of the house, and the cat is a witness to the crime. And the cat spends the rest of the movie, one by one, murdering all of the people. All of the people who had harmed her caretaker. Great film. Great movie. Highly recommended. That sounds like an intense cat movie. Very, very intense. I was, going into any movie from this time period with an animal in it, I was worried that the animal was going to get hurt at some point. The animal, luckily, does not get hurt. At some point, she gets briefly captured, and they're going to try to hurt her, but they do not. The worst that happens is the cat gets put in a bag, which she quickly gets out of. But it's a good movie. It's a good movie. If you want to see a cat on a revenge tear, murdering people. It's also, here's something else I'll say. For a movie from the time period, it has a very dramatic filming style. Like, the vibe of it is from most of the shots you're watching it, and it's It just feels like any black and white film from the era. It feels very standard in terms of its cinematic qualities, but then every once in a while there's like some real dramatic shot. Not dramatic in terms of like visually striking, but dramatic in terms of like this is how they would film stuff in the late 70s or early 80s, just ahead of its time. Just the camera suddenly whipping back and forth, and just the way stuff is filmed gets real raw. It's interesting. It's an interesting film. Watch it if you get the chance. Look at that beautiful spaceship. Beautiful ship flying away. Alright, let's start with these hacks, patches, and translations. Moving over to my other Saturn. I got two of them hooked up. Got two of them hooked up. Here we go. Hacks, patches, and translations. This one was submitted last year as well. JB Herald Blue Chicago. But it was a very, very early build. It is now complete. This translation is now complete. This was a game, I believe this was originally released in English. This was an English game that was then released in Japan on the Sega Saturn and never got a Saturn US release. So you can now play the Saturn version in English. I plan on streaming this game at some point. It feels like a game that would be a good fit for the Video Game Valley. Oh yeah, who submitted this? RJack. Thank you, RJack. Sky 2 Fall. Thank you for the $4.99. That reminds me of Brian Damig, Brian Damig, a 80s horror movie, Walkout, Addictions and Queer Themes, which has some astonishingly contemporary shots in it. Interesting. Oh, brain damage. Okay. Oh, is that about? Okay, I think I understand this sentence now. Reminds me of Brain Damage, an 80s horror movie about addictions and queer themes, which has some astonishingly contemporary shots in it. Got it. Yeah, I haven't heard of that movie. I'll look into it. Or maybe not. I've got brain stuff. I got brain-related trauma. Brad, thank you for the $4.99. What if someone named Jason entered their name into the birthday machine on your birthday day? How would you know that it's not a trick? I would just know. I've got a sixth sense about this. I've got 6 whole senses specifically about this. November 8th, 1993, Chicago. Hey Jason, happy late birthday. Thank you, appreciate it. I've officially stopped celebrating my birthday, but I celebrated my birthday for much longer than usual. But I'm thinking about, I don't know, maybe I'll just have days throughout the year that it's Jason Day. Just randomly. November 8th, 1993, Planetarium. Dang it. Son of a bun. A moiter. Girl in red dress found dead at the planetarium. In quotations. What? So I imagine that's not a planetarium. It's something called the planetarium. Hello? November 9th, 93, Chicago.
I'm in Chicago. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll call you then. JB, I love you.
I love you, JB. I'm not gonna get murdered. Oh no! Ah, no! Female detective shoots herself? Great work, police. November 10th, 1993, Chicago. There's the knife.
From one of you.
The story says that the presumed murder weapon used on Angie Hart was found in Catherine White's bag.
Yeah, that's right.
How about the bag of cocaine? Did Miss White get it here in Chicago?
Well, that hasn't been determined yet.
Was she a dope addict?
No.
Mrs. White found with cocaine.
I no idea. I'd like to know the answer to that myself.
Ironic.
Did Miss White kill Angie?
That hasn't been determined. It's still under investigation. The investigation is ongoing. Now, that'll be all.
This guy's had it to here with the press. I want press to follow me around like that, but asking about obscure FilmCow videos from the early 2000s. The Void, thank you for the $2. The white powder is pixie stick powder. That stuff is no joke, let me tell you. Pixie stick stuff. Yeah, you can get hooked on a pixie stick. Some guy in a trench coat harassing Jason about marshmallow people. When will there be another world of dentists? I don't know. Give me a break. Really grinds my gears when I watch an episode of Pawn Stars and they touch cool old stuff without gloves on. They should touch stuff while eating like greasy pizza. They should get a bunch of grease and cheese on their hands and then touch stuff. They should be like, hey, add that over here. I'm playing with some Nickelodeon gack. Let me let me hold that 120-year-old wood-handled knife.
Bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, ba, bum, bum, bum. Who the hell are you?
What's this guy
Jimmy
listening
Howard.
to?
Ted Rosen.
What
We're gonna be
song do you
working
think that
together on
was?
this.
Just the two of us?
Ba 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 ba
Hey,
ba
look, we
ba.
have over 30 murder investigations a week. You think we can spare cops for this? Yeah, even a case like this. Now, I assume you've seen this before.
Oh yeah, it's a gun.
It's the gun your friend was holding.
Oh.
4 bullets left in the cylinder, no fingerprints except for hers. These are the bullets we took from the victims' bodies.
Do they match the gun?
Yeah, they match up perfectly.
Case closed,
Hey, look,
I guess.
I hate to tell you this, but there's too much evidence says your friend's guilty as hell. I mean, a blood-stained
Language.
knife, the cocaine, gun with fingerprints.
Right.
Perfect tabloid material, you know? Beautiful detective, teenager, cocaine. But look, it's too perfect. This doesn't make sense to me. Doesn't add up.
It all
Makes you
adds
feel that
up,
way.
which doesn't add up.
Let me ask you something, Harold. Why'd you come here? Just to dig up dirt on your friend and expose it to the public?
Yeah.
To get my own hands on the punk that killed Catherine.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, we played a good bit of this last year when I showed off the prologue, the patch. We got a number of other games to go to, so we're not going to do too much of this. But I am going to stream this game itself at some point.
around 8 in the office.
Okay.
Great
Hey,
work,
JB.
R-Jack. And
Want to get a drink?
oh,
Get to know one another. I know a good bar around here.
our first choice. Do you want to go drinking or not go drinking? Well, we'll make this choice when we actually play this game in full. Figure out in your heart whether we should go drinking or not go drinking, and then when this game comes up again, we'll make the tough choice. Tune in eventually. Tune in one day. Definitely deserves its own stream. Absolutely. This is a game I've wanted to play for a while, and I'm extremely excited that the translation is done. There's so many unbelievable Saturn releases that are Japanese only. Very, very difficult to play in English. But the community's been putting together game after game recently. It's extraordinary work. All right. One second. Oh, yeah, I'm trying to pull up something. Apologies. Sky2Fall, thank you for the $4.99. As a cop, I care deeply and authentically about solving crime murders. I would never falsely accuse an innocent person just to be done with it. No, never. Never, ever, ever. Not even one time. Unless... What if I'm just real busy? What if I'm just kind of real busy? Alright, I pulled up the thing. Alright, good. The thing here cuts off the names and stuff, so I just wanted to pull up the list so I can say which person or team is responsible for each of these. Alright, coming up next, this is the Shining the Holy Ark hard mode, submitted by Ricopso. Thank you, Ricopso. I'm on the Sega Extreme forum with a description of what this is. Besides being a much harder version of the game, it does make unused items obtainable, changes treasures and shops, changes some monster spawns, drops, fixes some minor bugs, unlocks sound test, unlocks some shortcuts on the world map, adding a shortcut as well. It also allows monsters to have different stats depending on the area they're found in. This mod is mainly for people who've played the game before, love the game, and want a different experience playing it. Very interesting. It's an interesting hack. Let's make a new saved game. We'll just keep the default so we can get to the game itself. We've pretty recently played the opening to this. So I'm just gonna get to the actual game so you can see what the stuff that's been hacked is. I gotta continue this game. I probably won't continue it using the hacked hard mode. But I did actually want to continue this. I don't remember why we didn't initially. They turned Sonic into jam. Is it blueberry? They turned Sonic into a jam. It is blueberry. I guess they could have done a blackberry. Maybe that would have been Shadow the Hedgehog. Blackberry's kind of a purple. It's amazing how often new patched games are coming out from 20 or 30-year-old consoles. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of in a golden age in terms of this stuff. Because you've got the combination of people who have nostalgia for these consoles, as well as a number of new tools that have been released that make it easier to patch this stuff. There's also one important thing is the redump project for the Sega Saturn. So there's just kind of standardized ROMs that people can point to patch, which helps significantly because you can release a patch and not have to release the ROM with it, thus avoiding copyright issues. And you just say patch the redump version, and people can get people can find the exact ROM that you need to patch. This has a long intro. I should have saved a point. The stuff that this game hacks in isn't really apparent until you've actually started playing the game, so we might not really get to much of this. But it is an interesting patch. I like that it doesn't just increase the difficulty. It also does stuff like, adding shortcuts and unlocking shortcuts and things like that. So it's like the game itself is harder, but also there's quality of life improvements. It's just a thoughtful patch in general. a good way to take a game that a number of people have already played a good number of times and adding replay value to it. Alright, here we are in this spooky mine. Hello. I gotta attack this person. No, I don't think I can. This looks like a cool game. Yeah, this is a great game. Alright. Genuinely love dungeon crawlers like this, even if they're bad. Yeah, and this is a good one. but yeah, I do love dungeon crawlers. Alright, let's get to battling. Yeah. Oh, dang. Oh yeah, I don't know any magic. Ultimate attack, no! Oh yeah, of course. Blaze! Anime dude, thank you for the... Or sorry, Anime dude. Thank you for the $5. Jason, I'm with the obscure internet newspaper, and the public is dying to know. When will you revive bedtime stories for games? Melody's dead. It's a good question. The videos unfortunately did very poorly. And were also murdered. With a gun! We're still investigating. Alright, well, Forte's dead. That's too bad. These videos are so good. Yeah, I like them. The internet did not. What a disappointment. However, I'm not finished yet, not until my destiny is fulfilled. Well, I'm definitely going to play more of this game at some point, although not this hard version patch, but great version. Or cop, so. Genuinely, thoughtful changes and stuff. Adding a lot of replay value to a classic game on the Sega Saturn. Also like the bedtime stories. Final Fantasy VII looked very tucked in. Yeah. perhaps do very short stories. No, it's only going to be Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. Very important. Alright, this next one. Dungeon Master Nexus. English patch. This English patch done by... it says Christopher F. Yeah, Christopher F. Christopher F. I don't know how to pronounce this. It's like Christopher, but instead of a R at the end, there's a capital F. Very excited about this one. 100% complete translation. Japanese speech remains in the videos, but English subtitles were added. We've played this game on stream before. I genuinely love this game, and it's very exciting that there's a English translation for it now. Good reason to jump back into it. Maybe money does grow on trees. Oh. I got a little boo-boo. That's a good question. Did something happen to the Grey Lord? Oh, I hope not. The Grey Lord's had a lot of stuff going on recently. Had a hard time of it. It's been a tough couple of years for the Grey Lord. Huh. Uh-oh. I guess I'm a ghost now. That's a good question. Oh, there he is. And thus the Nexus begins. Yeah, sure. I guess I don't have free memory or something in there. Not actually sure. I don't think I have any saved files in this game. I'm not sure where that popped up. English version 2. Christopher F. Press start button. Here we go. New game. Title screen is amazing. Yeah, this is a very. I enjoy this game a lot. I love how it looks too. I love this look. Huh? 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 I am the Grey Lord. Theron, my apprentice. I used my last ounce of strength to summon you to Mount Anais. You are helpless now that you have been separated from your body by that man's power. Unfortunately, I too am imprisoned in a room that suppresses magic. Deep within these corridors, legendary heroes lie asleep. I will grant you the ability to resurrect their souls with what is left of my power. Use the help of these heroes to ruin his plans. You got it, baby. This is very early From Software vibes. Yeah. Yeah, it's got a little bit of a King's Field kind of feel to it. Hall of Champions. Well, now I know the story for the first time. But yeah, you go around and you pick a champion. There's all sorts of them. You pick one. Let's see. Oh, nice. These characteristics. Yeah, I like this one. Didn't mean to attack. Attack there. Show map and train. Nice. It's nice having this all translated. Anyway, excellent work, Christoph F. I'm definitely going to replay this game on stream at some point, now that there's a translation available. I absolutely loved playing it even when I couldn't understand the words. So being able to understand the words is a huge bonus. Also, this is like, oh, look at the dog. Genuinely one of the most interesting character selection screens. There's a couple games that tried stuff like this, but I feel like this is one of the few games in which it like actually works. So yeah, great work. Shout out to the playable dino. There's a lot of good characters in this. Once again, all of these hacks, patches, and translations are downloadable yourself on the Sega Extreme forum. A number of these have been just officially released now. So, some of the... Oh, no, it didn't. Start. One sec. A lot of these are completed now and available just on a variety of places. All right, Silhouette Mirage English patch. This is a game This is another game we played before the English patch. This was patched using the PS1 working design script, submitted by Rasputin 3000 on behalf of Sonic CD123, Malenko, and of course Rasputin 3000.
Presented by Pleasure.
Yeah. These look cute. Yeah, I like this game a lot. This is another one I wanted to stream again. It's kind of interesting concept, which you'll see in just a second. Woo! Silhouette Mirage. Tutorial program. Identification number TG AM010. Individual name Sheena Nero Sheena. Organism preservation rate 52%. Mission specification confirmed. Proceed with spoken statement verifying mission objectives. I was created to be the messenger of justice, a safeguard to the Edo system. Right. Sky Too Fall, thank you for the 199. Wait, are there Draculas in this game? Yeah, there's definitely Draculas in here. There's Draculas all over this game. If the Edo system fails, bringing chaos into the world, I am to find and repair the source of the failure. However, during my suspension period, I have lost a portion of my memory. I do not remember where to find Edo. Assistance requested. Confusion mode confirmed. Commence mentally impaired battle tutorial B13 half speed. Ethereal system. Initiated identification transfer link secure. Objective integrate mental holography system into messenger to facilitate long-range nonverbal communication. Advice mode active. Techniques lost during suspension can be relearned via practice mode. attacking similar foes. Shots the same as foes will steal spirit power and add it to player. Attacking opposites. Shots of the opposite attribute as foes will weaken or destroy them. Dashing. Press left or right to dash twice. While dashing, you can climb walls. Sliding. Press down plus C to slide past enemies and move behind them. Crouching. Press down twice to crouch. Press up twice to stand again. Crouch dash. While crouching, hit left or right twice to do a crouch dash attack. Dang, there's a lot in this game that I genuinely had no idea I could do. Because I played it in Japanese and didn't understand the tutorial. Parasite Bomb. Press A, B plus C to unleash a spirit-powered parasite bomb. Reflect attack. When under a same attribute attack, press A to reflect it back. Let's give this a shot. Got him. Grudge Grab. Press A when near an enemy. Can be combined with other actions. I got you. Get out of here. I got you. Cash Bash. Grab enemy, press A repeatedly. Credits can be used to buy power-ups. Oh, sorry. Tactical Toss. Grab an enemy and press up plus A. This is tactical only, not an attack. Get the heck out of here. Ow. Get the heck out of here. Get the heck out of here. Tactical Throw. Grab an enemy and press left or right plus A, not an attack. Yeah, that's what I thought. Grand Slam. Grab enemy, press down and A. Tactical move only, not an attack. Get on the floor. Samurai Sling. Grab, then press an upward tilt plus A. Changes your attribute when finished. I did that wrong. There we go. Attribute change. Press X. You must have enough spirit energy. My attribute has been changed. Battle tutorial B13 finished. Credits dispensed 100. Assault mode initialized. Bulletin status reminder: to complete your mission successfully, you must find Ido. and use it to return the world to normal status. Alert status critical. Infiltration detected within this shelter. Immediate departure is recommended to safeguard mission. Infiltration by whom? What's going on in here? After the accident, genetic mutations divided the world's inhabitants into two classes, Silhouette and Mirage. Until Edo is found and repaired, these mutations are to be considered dangerous and perverse enemies. Oh, the accident. That's what caused all this. It must have been some boom. I just hope my path becomes clear once I make it to this Edo thing. Well, I suppose I better get started doing what I was created to do. You will still be able to communicate with me outside, won't you, Gihina? Bulletin status reminder. Affirmative. This system communicates directly with your mind via mental holography. It cannot be blocked. Alert status critical. Shelter network security has been compromised. Data integrity scan in progress. IO Control notes that external parties may have stolen key details of the project while security breach was undetected. Possibility exists that external forces are aware of your arrival and mission and have prepared accordingly. Exercise extreme caution. I think I'd best be going before you lay any more bad news on me. Wish me luck. Sounds like I'm gonna need it. Well, this is a great translation that's been done of this great game. Absolute great work, wonderful work. I love this game. I enjoyed playing it when I played it on stream, probably like 3 years ago now. And I'll definitely be playing it again at some point. I definitely only had an extremely basic understanding of how the game played because I couldn't understand the tutorial. So this is a great service to the Sega Saturn community, having a translated version of it on the system now. So thank you so much, Rasputin 3000 and Sonic CD 123 and Milenko. Great work. Move on to the next. We're only on number 5 of 13. We're already halfway through the stream. Some of these are much shorter. All right, up next, Sonic CD, or no, Sonic 3D, sorry. Sonic 3D, Oops All Special Stages. I genuinely love the Sega Saturn version of Sonic 3D, and Sonic 3D has a number of special 3D actual 3D stages in it. Oh, this one was submitted by B. Bayless. Bailey's. B. Bailey's. Thank you, B. Bailey's. So what's been changed for this particular version is that this lets you just play the special 3D levels. So if you love the 3D sections of this game, this is Oops all 3D. It's all the 3D sections. Oops all special stages. I do love the special stages, so it's the same as the Genesis game. Same game design. The graphics have been updated. It's got like the it's got some nice 3D renders of stuff. And it also has these sections. So yeah, usually you'd be playing an entirely different thing right now. Instead of these cool special sections. It's a neat hack. Cause like, what if you're specifically just in the mood to play these sections? These are good sections. I love seeing little 3D Sonic running around. Now you got a quick way to just play them. One other interesting thing to note about this patch is the patch includes the ability to choose whether it's Tails or Knuckles who brings Sonic into the stage each time. There's the Chaos Emerald. Wonderful. So yeah, great work on this patch. B. Bailey's. Knack is the obvious choice. Yeah, that's who I've gone with. I've gone with Knack. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one. If Knack had all the Chaos Emeralds, what would a Super Knack look like? Is a very good question. What would a Super Knack look like? Super Knack. All right, up next, Stellar Assault. This one was submitted to the contest by Danthrax. Although there was a good number of people working on this one. This is a very interesting localization. They've gone ahead and actually... It's a very ambitious project. There's voiceovers that have been recorded for this. Tremendous amount of work.
4 years have passed since first contact. Earth, the third planet, fell under siege to an alien fleet the likes of which we'd never seen. The situation seemed dire, but to our surprise, the enemy were easily repelled, withdrawing at the first show of resistance and vanishing as swiftly as they'd appeared. Their technology had simply been no match for that of mankind.
Mm-hmm.
Considering the minimal damage done, there was perhaps a silver lining to the incident. The attack had unified us, bringing an end to eons of conflict over ethnic and religious divides.
It all worked out.
Afterward, we studied what we could from the wreckage of enemy ships, but there was precious little to be learned. The vessels had been outfitted with self-bricking mechanisms, making them all but impossible to examine. Then, 2 years later, there was a second contact. The identity of the alien menace remained a mystery, but this time, we were ready for them. Knowing another encounter was all but inevitable, we'd work together as one human race to make preparations to intercept and attack. Having only incurred minor damage in the
translated
previous
and voice
clash,
directed, while Shadow Mask
we'd
did
assumed
audio
the enemy
mastering.
would be even easier to
Insert the
repel
English
this
dialogue
time.
of the game.
But the alien invaders had another surprise for us.
Thanks for the info.
Their once outdated technology had evolved immensely in 2 years' time. It was now nearly on par with our own. had we not undergone a technological revolution over those 2 years, they might have wiped us out then and there. Then, as the battle descended into chaos, the enemy vanished yet again. This time, however, we were able to track them. They had performed a series of space-time jumps, consolidating their forces at the edge of our solar system. Then, with a mysterious blast, disappeared altogether. Some theorized they'd recognized their imminent defeat and self-destructed, but ultimately, we determined it safest to assume they'd escaped, leaving open the possibility of a future encounter. Another 2 years passed, and now they've made contact for a third time. This time, certain facets of their technology have surpassed ours. This comes in spite of humanity's strengthened coordination and further technological advances since the last contact. We no longer have the assurance we once did. Only questions. Why do they attack at 2-year intervals? Where did they come from? And who, or what, are they?
All good questions. It's definitely a fair bit of audio engineering. Yeah, this is a very ambitious project that you took on here. And just think about like all the work that has to be done. Like this is a full localization. This is like something that there are whole companies set up to do, and you know, a traditional company would have access to you know, a lot of source stuff that that people do in these community localizations absolutely do not have access to, and so it's a tremendous amount of work and time. Doing stuff that with limited resources that whole entire companies do with much more resources, often at a lower quality level. So just great work, just absolutely great work. Let's see. MicroWare had to just listen to the audio files and transcribe and translate them by ear.
The United Nations Space
Hard
Force
work.
is Earth's first line of defense against alien invasion. We've concentrated our ranks along the orbital path of the 8th planet, Neptune.
Mm-hmm.
This was a predictive measure based on the enemy's previous appearances near Neptune's neighboring planets, Uranus, then Pluto. Unfortunately, with this third contact, the enemy have instead emerged slightly inward of the orbital path of the third planet from the Sun, Earth. They've since dispersed into multiple squadrons and spread across the inner solar system. To make matters worse, they've quickly managed to establish a position within attack range of the Earth and have begun pelting our home planet with asteroids. The UNSF are heading back as quickly as possible, but at this rate, the Earth will incur catastrophic damage before they ever arrive.
Not good. Ah, yes, when Pluto was considered a planet. It's still a planet in my heart.
And so the duty falls to us. We've assembled each nation's best and brightest at Earth Moon 1 and begun preparations for a joint space command. The enemy is using an Excel gate to pelt the Earth with asteroids.
Mm-hmm.
The damage is extensive. A few more of these strikes and the environmental destruction alone will be catastrophic. Our hope is therefore to neutralize their base of operations quickly, but we don't have the intel we need. We need to dispatch a reconnaissance craft, but with the Space Command still in its
Pluto was
preparatory
announced to be a
stages, none
planet
have
again.
yet been deployed to our ranks.
Has
Instead, we'll conduct this recon operation using our support craft. All Feather 1 spacecraft are equipped with auxiliary mobile support pods. These are the most recon-capable vessels in our command. But as the name says, they were designed for support and are thus unmanned and unarmed. Their partner Feather 1 crafts will therefore accompany them on this mission. After the jump, all units will advance to the navigational point and conduct a scan. You are to undock from your support craft during this scan to ensure optimal response time should any emergency arise.
You got
Once
it.
scanning is complete, redock with your support craft and withdraw. Best of luck.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right, let's mission start.
This is Hog 1. Right. Birdie, radio check.
Loud and clear, sir.
This marks the first field up of the illustrious Joint Space Command. Let's move out.
Mission area coordinates confirmed. Initiating jump.
All scan points will be displayed on your HUD. Just follow the screen.
Approaching mission area. Disengaging jump drive.
Also, great work to all the voice actors.
All units, fan out.
Some
Let's
good,
be home in time for dinner.
good voice work in here. And it also feels period appropriate. The acting style, not in a, but in a good way. It's just good work all around. This is such a good project. This is cool. Yeah, I'm gonna play this game on stream. There's a number of the translations that I plan on dedicating a whole stream to at some point. But just wanted to show off the beginning of this, so you get an idea for the kind of work that's been put into it. All right, we'll move on to the next one, but yeah, just great job, everyone. Saying Pluto's a planet's like saying that fungi are plants. I mean, all category systems are human constructs. It just depends on what the category means. the way we differentiate planets and dwarf planets makes scientific sense. But also, if you count a planet as a big rock flying around in the solar system, and Pluto is one of them. There's a bunch of other ones too. Planet could also be an honorary system. Could be an honorary title, like like, you know, we give like when the Queen knights someone. Could be like that. All right, up next, Sonic Jam Tales World. This one was submitted by B. Bailey's. Thank you, B. Bailey's. This is Sonic Jam, except you play as Tails. And there you go. It's Tails. I appreciate this patch because I do genuinely, truly love Sonic Jam and this goofy Sonic world. The only negative thing I have to say about this is I wish Tails is still flying around. I wish it was Sonic flying around. I wish Sonic was just flying around instead of there being two Tails. I don't know if this is like possible. But I would love to see Sonic the Hedgehog flying around as Tails runs around the level. So yeah, there's not much more to this, but I do have an appreciation for the smaller projects like this. What if you just really want to be Tails? Also, the jump is bigger. You got a much higher jump, which is nice. It's easier to get around. It's actually much faster to get around as Tails, ironically. Tails faster than Sonic? It's more likely than you think. Alright, we'll move on to the next project. All right. Next one, Sakura Wars in Portuguese. Sanzagolo sent this one in, submitted this to the contest. I do not speak in Portuguese, so my ability to judge the quality of the translation itself is limited. But this is such a great game. It got a English patch within the last few years, which is how I ended up playing it, and it quickly became one of my very favorite games on the Saturn. It's such a great game. It's one of my favorite games in general. I'll be streaming this the English version of this game at some point, probably this year. Unbelievable quality of these opening scenes. Yeah. This game is responsible for a lot of the Sega Saturn's success in Japan. Great title screen. All right. Which FilmCow character is the biggest Sakura Wars fan? I'm gonna say Horseman. I'll just say Horseman. Yeah. Yeah, things are going poorly here. Some bad stuff going on. I pick Horseman even though, canonically, in my heart, in my head, in my interpretation of the character that I wrote, Horseman has terrible taste. But Horseman is absolutely right about Sakura Wars. Sakura Wars. Just 100% correct. Horseman's favorite song is What If God Was One of Us? Favorite game? Sakura Wars. Alright, so gonna get this wrong. Ao Sangundo Tenete da Marinha Imperial Ichiro Ogami. Oh, Pop Culture Guy, thank you for the $4.99. Saw Madam Web today, but it wasn't anywhere near as funny as some on social media were claiming it was. But I have Regal Unlimited, so I barely paid. Yeah, it seems like it's mostly a kind of movie nobody wanted to be making. It doesn't necessarily seem like a so bad it's good situation. Como tribuca especial uo nomio capital da. Okay, yeah, I definitely can't judge this based on the quality of the translation, but this game is extremely good. And Sanzagolo, thank you so much for bringing the project to another language. I feel like this is one of those games that's just such an important piece of gaming history that it really should be available in every possible language. The more people who can play it, absolutely the better. So we'll move on to the next one. I laughed at its badness 4 times. I want to be more amused. Oh no, it's crashed. One sec. Alright, up next, Shadows of the Tusk, submitted by Knight of Dragon. Alright, according to Knight of Dragon on the Sega Extreme Forum, the game is 99% translated outside of a few possible spelling errors and cleanup of the profiles. To assist with this translation is the latest version of my Netlink OS, which utilizes a custom version of the netband tunnel. Also included is a modified version of Chronos, which implemented Netlink Play, which I've done some fixes for better gameplay and connectivity. This version should allow for players to cross-play between Chronos and Saturn, as well as Busei 0914. So, interesting project. Yeah. This intro theme is fantastic. This is one of the few translation projects that I had absolutely no familiarity with the original game before judging this. I was missing out though. Tried to get this for you. It's an interesting game. Oh, yeah, it's got this this English patch now. Same artist as Willy Wombat. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember now. Yeah, it totally is. Okay, I accidentally added a letter at the end. That's fine. God, I've already forgotten. J stands for Jason. The J stands for Jason. There we go. Forgot where I needed to go. Long ago, in the western part of the continent, an evil dragon appeared. A valiant and daring knight of the land, Richard Rosewell, along with his most loyal knights, slayed the dragon in mortal combat. Unbeknownst to them, an evil power residing in the dragon, leaving behind a curse after its death. The curse stated on the 18th anniversary of the day in which the firstborn daughter of Rosewell was born, and evil shall be resurrected. Hundreds of years after this event, the female child was finally born to the Rosewell family. Her name was Rebecca. On the day Rebecca celebrated her 18th birthday, the curse that had been passed down from generation to generation became reality. Horrible demons have emerged from the dragon's fang, which was sealed in a box in Rosewell family basement. Their leader, Tusker, uses the power to manipulate space and time, gathered together to find his dark warriors of the past and the future, all to send his massive demon army back to Richard's time to finally seek out revenge. All right, just about got it all. Dun, 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 dun. My Kenford Castle has completely fallen into the hands of the Tusker army. Of our army, which once numbered over 4,000, we are all that remains. The Guardians are lost, Celeste is in the hands of the Tuskers, and Kenford's 3 wise men are gone, with the exception of you, Zadok. There was no chance. They came at us through a fortress devoid of time and space. Is there any way to penetrate this fortress? Unfortunately, it's impossible. The fortress is sealed by a powerful space-time barrier. Even if you approach it using flying magic, you will only be repelled. Well, our fate is sealed here. Richard, they're coming. Dang, ding dang it. Dang dong, ding it. Let's show them what we're made of. This is what Rebecca got up to after she left Manderley. I don't know the story. Yeah, but So there would be Manderley, and then there's a hotel. So yeah, after that, after the hotel, this happened. Anyway, great work bringing this project to fruition, Night of Dragon, and then doing the extra work for the online connectivity stuff. So yeah, once again, all these projects, all these patches and stuff, you can get on the Sega Extreme forum. You can play all of this stuff yourself. Alright, we'll move on to the next one. Let's see, how many more we got today? Oh, we're doing decent on time. I thought we were much farther behind than we were. Been rushing a little, but a lot of these are. A lot of the ones I was showing off are a lot quicker. Those Sonic ones were pretty quick. Me when I dreamt I was at Manderley again. This is what it was like. Alright, up next, Soul Hackers. Soul Hackers, baby. So, another project pretty excited about. Soul Hackers. Yeah, this one was submitted, of course, by Trekkies Unite 118. Trekkies Unite 118. It's a work in progress. There are still bugs, crashes, etc. Good chunk of the text has been inserted from the 3DS version. Still a lot of Japanese text floating around simply because I've either not gotten around to getting it converted over or have not been able to match up the text between versions yet. So yeah, still a work in progress. Marcus, thank you for the $2. Artist for Tusk also did Maximo Ghosts to Glory. Yeah. I still feel like Willy Wombat's the masterpiece of those games. I still feel like Willy Wombat's the number one. Translation of Soul Hackers now. Yeah, it's still in progress. It's still being worked on. I like the 3DS version of this. Yeah, that's where the translation's being taken from. Although, from what I understand from the post Trekkies Unite made on the Sega Extreme forum, you will see a lot of similarly named files in the 3DS version, but the game doesn't always use them. Seems like Atlas, for some of the text, created new files and then wrote some glue code to get the game to just use the new files instead. So this has made tracking down things like items, demon names, attacks, shops, menu screens, battle text, etc. tricky to find and inject. Yeah, a lot of times, from my understanding, from seeing a number of these projects put together, like how the game is set up, and if there's a English version out there, how that is set up can determine the difficulty level of getting a translation done. 5 years ago, the government proposed urban modernization project completely changed the face of this sleepy country town. This was the rebirth of Amity City as a new cyber metropolis. Amami City, sorry. My apologies to the people of Amami. A city completely connected with its own online network. Our next story tonight concerns the upcoming virtual city, Paradigm X. I want to live there. While its public opening is coming soon, creator Algonsoft is reportedly being flooded with beta applications. The number of users is so great that the company is unable to shut down the site for new user registrations. We will continue our coverage of the public release of Paradigm X as the story unfolds. Hey, how about here? You're a member of the great hacker group, the Spookies. You ought to be able to pull this off at least. See, it's deserted around this terminal. It's the perfect place to do a little remote hacking, don't you think? What do you say? Yeah, we'll do it here. Haha, good luck. Leaders already found where the winner's lysis. Yeah, lysis is stored. List is stored on their server. So just get in there and overwrite one of the winning names with yours. Will do. This came out in the 3DS. Soul Hackers was a Saturn game. Yeah, there's so many games that were either Saturn games or had a Saturn version that version is largely forgotten because the Saturn itself didn't do spectacularly well around the world, but the Saturn's library is, in my opinion, I do think it's one of the greatest game libraries of all time. That's why I'm so excited about translation projects and stuff, because the number of not just good games, but great games, interesting games, experimental games on the Saturn is unbelievable. So this is the list of lucky winners who are getting into the beta. Password accepted. Re-registering Paradigm X beta entry. Alright, well, thank you, Trekkies Unite, for working on this. I do hope this is a project that gets finished, because I'd love to play this on the Saturn in English. Good work so far. I hope the many challenges of this particular project you end up being able to overcome, because it does seem particularly complicated. This is the decade of the TL patch. I'm feeling it in my bones. This is it. This is the decade. All right. Up next, Radiant Silvergun. Radiant Silvergun, submitted by Private Eye. Yeah, private eye. All right, so this is a simpler patch, but an interesting one. What this does is extremely simple. Extremely simple. But it's a change that I like a lot. Usually when you play this, you're playing it by yourself, there's a press start button text that flashes on the top right of the screen. What this does is it removes that text. The flashing text is gone. So, simple change. But, you know, if that flashing text annoys you, well, it isn't here anymore. It's gone, baby. I love patches where there's like a little thing that was annoying someone about the game, and they go through the work of fixing it, of removing that thing. So yeah, the big change here. No flashing text at the top, right? So yeah, if that bugs you, you got an option now. You got an option, you can get rid of it. There's also apparently a action replay code this person figured out, where you can play this on the original disc and also get rid of that using pseudo Saturn Kai. I haven't actually looked into the code, so I don't 100% know if that works the same. But yeah, if you're playing this via ROM, this is a good way to do it. So, thank you for your work on this. Pop Culture Guy, thank you for the $4.99. What recent Nintendo Pokemon rumor do you folks want desperately to be true? Would it kill any of you to wait until next year for the Switch 2? I think it would be interesting if they waited another 5 years to release a Switch 2. I think it would be, this is just let the Switch go on forever. Marcus, thank you for the $2. Sorry I missed JB Harold. Will you play more later? Yeah, I plan on, now that there's a completed English version, I will be playing that game on stream. There's a bunch of Sega Saturn translations that I want to do a full playthrough of this year. And that's one of them. Sakura Wars is another. Alright, Doom Fix Patch. This one was sent in by Fafling. Yeah, Fafling. Alright, let me read Fafling's post here on the Sega Extreme Forum. It includes what I already released as action replay codes, the unused Inferno Sky, and the Nightmare difficulty, this time available in the main menu with the other difficulty levels. There's also a number of fixes for sound, stereo CD audio, correct pan and pitch, increased range and volume for sound effects, unused music on the main menu, automatic exit to the title screen after 30 seconds of inactivity is disabled to allow to hear the full track without having to press buttons regularly. Exit to the title screen is still possible with the classic ABC plus start, and a small, and this is emphasized here, small performance improvement. The game still very much goes into slideshow territory. So a lot of interesting changes here and fixes. It is still Doom on the Sega Saturn, so it does still run poorly, but it still runs like Doom on the Sega Saturn. But I do like the changes that fatphobia has done, like this. Wasn't there a major Doom patch in another Sega device? Yeah, the 32X. The 32X Doom, honestly, ran pretty reasonably to begin with. I don't really know what you could do to the Sega Saturn Doom to get it playing well. But yeah, because this is Sega Saturn Doom. Are you ready? I'm gonna turn to the right. I crack up every time I see it. It's so the performance is so rough on the Saturn, but a lot of sound fixes have been done in this version. So this is maybe the definitive way to play Doom on the Sega Saturn now. So, thank you, Faffling, for your work getting the sound better in this version. I think this is the worst console port of Doom. I know the 3DO version has a reputation as being extremely bad, and it is. But I think that this one actually takes the edge. I think the Saturn version of Doom was the worst one. The SNES version's better than this. I like playing the SNES version. It's... yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, I played Doom on the Sega Saturn on stream, and, like, at some point you just kind of get used to how rough it's running, and you still end up having a good time, so it's still a fun game. Doom is fun enough that even the worst console port, is still a good time. So yeah, thank you, Faffling, for doing all the audio fixes and also adding the nightmare difficulty. Imagine if someone made a custom point, they could probably get it running on Saturn better than this. Oh yeah, the Saturn was capable of so much more. Like, I mean, just look at the version of Quake that Lobotomy Software put out. Like, that's a genuinely great port. So yeah, thank you, Faffling. I've only got one left. Only got one left. This next one, oh no. Next one submitted by Ross. There's actually two things I'm gonna load up here. This is a hack of Sega Rally X. Minor changes from what I understand. There wasn't a lot of information posted on the Sega Extreme forum, but from what I was able to find elsewhere about this patch, it seems like it's a texture swap for the cars, and model swap in some instances. So different cars. You played the haunted PS1 demo disc? No, what's that? What's the haunted PS1 demo disc? Vroom vroom baby, vroom vroom. See, I think this is the... Yeah, there's also an extra secret car added to one of these, but I don't actually know how to access it. There wasn't there wasn't instructions on the forum post. I'm gonna, before submitting my judgments or whatever, I'm gonna try to figure that out. But I do love Sega Rally on the Saturn. Even if I'm no good at it. Whoa! Woo! Alright, let me load up the other one.
Sega Rally X Pro G.
I heard haunted PS1 demo disc and nearly had a heart attack. I made the first 2 of those and a couple of demos that appeared on them. Oh, interesting. I don't know what those are. What? I gotta look into this. I gotta look into the haunted PS1 demo disc. Anyway, look at these other cards. Look at this car. Look at this car. Oh, what I would really like, this is great right here. I love seeing this. I love seeing this cool blue car and racing against this cool purple car. I wonder if it's possible to put the Daytona USA horse into this game. I mean, I want that horse to show up in every game, but not to diminish the achievement that's already been made in this particular patch, but oh, I'd love to see that horse. Sega Rally Championship 95 is really groundbreaking for its time. Yeah, absolutely. Woo! Great looking car. Well, that's all the projects. That's all the ones from the 29th anniversary of the Sega Saturn. Homebrew competition. Hacks, patches, and translations. category. Great work, everyone who submitted to this. A lot of good projects. Be submitting my scores in a few days, and good luck to everyone. Very honored to be a judge again. Thank you, Emerald Nova, for hosting this competition and for inviting me to judge for the third year in a row. Game over, yeah. Yeah. Special thanks to the FilmCow Patreon supporters. Greatly appreciate the support. Oh my god, that's where the clip is from. Yeah, the game over, yes. Yeah, Sega Rally Championship. Best game over. It's in my heart, it's still second to the Daytona USA GAMEOVER. Game over, game over, game over, game over. But it is very good. Be back tomorrow playing a game sent into the P.O. box. Not sure what game it'll be, but whichever one it is, I'm sure it'll be a great time. Why did they say Vu? I have no idea. Yeah, I guess I'm done. I guess that's it. I suppose that's all. Have a great night, everyone. A great morning, afternoon, evening. Whatever it is, wherever you are, have a good one. Farewell, everyone. I love you all.